Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody, my name is Anugrah Hamdani. Today I want to tell you about wayang existence in the age of globalization. Okay, next. I want to introducing myself. My name is Anugrah Hamdani. My name is 1221111331117. I live in Surabaya. My University Airlangga, Faculty of Humanity, Indonesian Department. Okay, let's go to the background. Wayang is a traditional Indonesian performing art originating and growing rapidly on the island of Java and Bali, and is one of the various cultural heritage of the past in Indonesia. The advancement of the times and technology has not made wayang culture develop, but is increasingly being forgotten and abandoned. A clear example of the influence of globalization that has reduced interest in wayang is that many young people prefer to watch in the cinema or theater compared to wayang show. Okay, next, formulation of the problem. Based on the background, the formulation of the problem discussed in this paper in general is how to analyze the existence of wayang, where this wayang is one of the rapidly growing art in Indonesia, which is starting to lose its existence due to the influence of the increasingly advanced threat of globalization. And then general purpose and special purpose. And point one, know the meaning of wayang. Point two, knowing the history of wayang. Point three, know the meaning of globalization. And the last point is knowing the influence of globalization on the existence of wayang. Okay, let's go to what is a wayang. What is a wayang? The word wayang Javanese varies in the word shadow, which means shadow in philosophy, since wayang is a reflection or reflection of number of human traits. Puppet that provide healthy entertainment for the audience contain elements of tragedy, comedy, and tragedy. Puppets are not only entertainment performs, but also full of life philosophy value. And then, what is a globalization? The word globalization comes from the word global in the general Indonesia dictionary, which means as a whole. Globalization is also often interpreted as internationalization because the two have many similarities in term characteristic, so the two terms are often interchanged. Next, the case study. Throughout globalization and digitalization, all aspects of human life experience change and the development of life that is increasingly advanced. But globalization can be a threat to the existence of local culture. One of the culture that has been eroded by the modern era is wayang. The negative impact of globalization on Indonesia culture. First, easy outside culture enter. It is easier for Western values to enter Indonesia through the internet, print media, and television media that can be imitated by Indonesia citizens. And point two, the fall of local culture. Fading appreciation of local culture value. For example, many people forget their culture like the wayang nowadays. Next, factor fading wayang tradition. Point one, modernization. Point two, globalization. Point three, influence from outside. Point four, economic factor. And the last point is shift function. And then Factors that make a puppet shadow boring: first is long duration, second, the story is mostly the same, third, complicated language, and last is assembly of wayang for old generation. And then, how did the puppet develop? How to develop wayang kulit in the modern era? Selling more puppet, selling the selling leather puppet in the public place and tourist attraction. That way, the people who visit the place know and know a young kulit. Puppet socialization, providing training for puppeteer to the millennial generation so that the millennial generation can learn, prefers wayang culture, and provide the latest innovation for wayang culture. And the last, puppet community, creating a group or community of shadow puppet lover that will be developed by a group of leather puppet lover as attractive as possible so that wayang kulit continues to have fans, is not outdated and not too old-fashioned. And the last conclusion, along with the development of the era wayang has begun to be forgotten by the younger generation. Therefore, we as millennials must be willing to preserve the wayang culture, because if we don't preserve the wayang culture, then the puppet will become extinct and could be that the puppet will be claimed by other countries. Therefore, we as millennials should not be independent to our own culture. What we can do, we must be able to preserve the wine culture and keep that culture becoming extinct. We believe that we as millennials can definitely recognize and advance wine culture, although the era of increasingly sophisticated technology does not make the existence of wayang culture. If it doesn't start with us, they will. Thank you and correct me if I'm wrong. And good evening and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.